Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Redneck Ways. How's everybody out there in YouTube land? Hope everybody's had fine and dandy. Not doing too much, guys. Here, just hanging out in the garage, kind of tinkering around, working on the old carburetor for the boat. I bought another old carburetor. It said I bought it off eBay for parts only, and I do believe they said for rebuild too. But I don't know. Somebody just didn't. It wasn't. It's not. It wasn't a good candidate to rebuild really, but it did have some good parts, and it had exactly what I needed. The reason why I ordered it was just for this here, and that is the choke, which I have already changed. Um, I've already got it on here, and it works really good. My choke was broke. This was mine, and this little piece here was broke off. I don't know if you see that. Bring it up a little closer. But this little piece here was broke off of mine. And here's mine. See how it's broke off? And you couldn't use your choke. You always had to take the cowl off to choke it, which was really aggravating. But when I changed this, I noticed they didn't even have the right screws in here. It was all rigged up. So, but I used my hardware and got it all back together. So now we got a good working choke, and I don't have to take the cowl off no more, which is great. It's kind of like getting to a race and having to pop your hood, if you know what I mean. Like when I put the boat in the water, it's just, you know, it's just people when they see you have to take your cowl off, and they think automatically, oh, that's a piece of junk, you know, which all I was doing was choking it, but they don't know that. And it's kind of, I would say, I don't know if I would say it's embarrassing, but, you know, I'd rather just get in the water, choke it, and go. I don't want to have to take the motor apart, you know. I think we're all the same on that. So, we got the choke fixed, guys. That's good to go. And believe it or not, I could not find this on the to buy brand new. I can't even find this carburetor to buy it brand new. Now, this is a 1976 Mercury outboard engine I'm working on, so it's a little old. And I think they changed things in the 1980. Even though the outboard looks the same as far as cowling and everything, there's a little difference. They changed little things, and I believe the carburetor was one of them. So I couldn't find this carburetor. So I thought, well, I tried even looking up this piece, just the choke, and I couldn't find that either. Luckily, there was one carburetor and one carburetor only, and that's the one I got that on, which we'll take that out right now. I've had it soaking here in this stuff here, goop. This carburetor parts cleaner stuff. I've had the new carburetor soaking. Well, it's not new, but you know what I'm talking about. This one I bought off eBay. So let's take it out and see how. And this thing was nasty dirty, guys, when I put it in there. So let's take it out and see what it looks like from 2 days ago. So let's unseal it here. Now all the parts was here. I was able to get both needles out. There was one little piece I had to drill out, because I was thinking about getting a rebuild kit, buying a rebuild kit and rebuilding this one. But then I got thinking, only thing I really needed was the choke on this one, because the carburetor did great. Only bad thing about this, what we was having problems, so that first time we got actually take the boat out, it would flood, and when it flooded, it would die, of course. So I knew that I probably would have that problem, because I had when I was working on everything, I was messing around with this. And this is the float. So I need to hold that up. So, and I was messing with these little things here, guys. Which I got gas pouring out here. Let me get drained in this. I forgot I had gas in it. I was testing the seat. Pour that gas out. Get something to point with. But I was messing with, because I for some reason, the carburetor, when I first started messing with the carburetor, it was not getting gas into the tube inside here, into this chamber. It wasn't letting fuel in here. And that's where your float and everything is. And so I started messing around, and I thought that these little pieces here that hold the needle and seat, or just the needle, moves up and down, I thought maybe I could bend those and make this work better. Well, I got those all out of shape, and I could never get them back to factory once I found out that wasn't the problem, and I just made my problem worse. And I tried to bend these little things back the way they would go, and I couldn't. So I'm hoping I only have to buy a rebuild kit. I'm hoping I could just use this. Now this is off the carburetor I just bought here. I'm hoping I just put this on there, exchange them, and it'll work. So we're going to check the needle and seat. We're going to put some gas in this old gas line, and we're going to see if this seat holds the gas and won't let gas come out, because that is what was wrong with this. It was letting the gas bypass. When you had the gas line hooked to it, it would bypass the seat, and it would overflow, and it would flood, and it would come pouring out of this hole. And I didn't know that was doing it one day. My dad happened to walk over by the boat, and he smelled gas, and he looked, and there was a stream of gas coming out of this hole, and I lost about 2.5 gallons of gasoline that hit the ground that day. Because if you got your ball hooked up, it's under pressure. So, but back to what I was saying, I believe I may get lucky and not have to buy a rebuild kit, which is great because that'd be saving me $50. Just put this new old needle and seat on this carburetor here, which consists of just 2 bolts, and we can exchange them. They're the same exact carburetor, and I call it luck, because I actually probably finding one of these carburetors today is probably pretty slim to none, and on eBay there was one and one only, and it wasn't cheap. It was $55, but it was well worth it just to get the choke fixed. To me it was, anyway. So let's take a peek at what this looks like. It's been soaking for 2 days. Get the basket out of here. Let it drain. This stuff's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Alright, there's what it looks like. Let's see if we can take a brush to it. I think it'll clean up. Let me find my little brush. I should have a little brush around here somewhere. Finding it is the hard thing to do. Where did I stick it? Is that it? Yeah, here it is. Little brush. We're just going to clean on it, scrub it off. It was filthy. Oh yeah, that stuff's coming right off. Is my light on, guys? I don't think it is. Turn my light on my camera. Yeah, it was off. There, that's a little better in it. And I'm hoping this is the last thing I have to do for the boat to really run good. It's running now. Now it's just getting it to run good. There's a difference. There's a difference in getting something running and then getting something running good and dependable. You definitely want a boat engine to be dependable. So that's what I'm trying to get done now. And I've got an old 1950s little 5-horse Takamish boat motor, and I needed to put some points in it because I wouldn't mind having that on board for a backup. But then we'll do that next year, next spring. We're just going to clean on this. It looked like someone had already had all this apart. And I'll show you all that. I'll show you the needle and all that. And I don't know if I already said it before, but I was able to get all the needles out, everything but one thing. And I don't even think it was important. It's not even an adjustment screw. It's something. It's definitely a copper sleeve, but there's no needle or nothing involved in it. So I think it's fine. We'll clean it up. Then I'll take it over and rinse it off. It looks pretty good. I'm going to take it over here and rinse it off, guys. A little water. I'm not going to get the water inside it. Well, it probably won't hurt it. It is aluminum. You don't want to put too much water in there, but it ain't going to hurt to rinse it. And there we go. We got a nice clean carburetor. And it can get a rebuild kit, but the only thing is I don't have a good choke to put on this. Until maybe I get lucky and I find a choke down the road, I can rebuild this and have a carburetor on hand, an extra good carburetor. But that's how good that goop does. Looks pretty nice, don't it? There's a couple little places maybe. I probably should have rinsed that off like kerosene or something. Now I think about it. But as long as I let this dry real good and don't stick it up somewhere where it can't get air, it'll be fine. So don't put water on it. That was probably a bad idea, guys, to run regular tap water. But I just want to rinse it off quick. But at the same time, I don't think it would hurt it. But it'd be better to rinse it off in diesel or kerosene. I don't want to tell anybody something wrong and they ruin their carburetor. Because we all know water and metal don't mix. But this is aluminum. Okay. So, see, I came pretty clean. Now I'll show you all the needle and stuff here. As soon as I find it, I'm dropping parts. Here's the float. So I have an extra float now. I'll get the goggles up here. Alright. Here's all the parts that went inside of it. There's one needle. There's another needle. And they're all clear. And I got these little caps off. Got two of those. And here's one of those little, I don't know what these are. Which that one looks like it needs cleaned out. There's a small little hole in there. So that needs cleaned. But this one, them back up there for a losing. On this carburetor, guys, this right here, this is the one I bought. Now, someone had a hard time. Someone had a hard time getting this little screw out here. Right there. And I couldn't get it out either because it's made out of brass. And if you ever dealt with anything brass or copper, it's soft. And if you start stripping that screw out, it's almost impossible to get. And it actually got to be underneath the aluminum here. So I had to drill it out. So I may have to tap that hole. And I hope not, because I don't know if you can get the next size up in the little sleeve that goes in there. But there, I thought, I wouldn't even mess with it, but I thought there may have been a needle adjustment in here, and there wasn't. It was just a copper sleeve that fit inside that with a flathead on the outside. So I don't know. I don't know what it does. Now inside here, on the inside, there's another little sleeve right here, inside here. I don't know if you can see that. It's down the hole there on the back. I could not get that out. And that's the only thing I couldn't get a part of this carburetor. But it don't go very far, because I keep losing it. Where did I get? Okay, here it is. See, here's the hole that I drilled out. So if you go straight across this way, right here's where that brass is. Just this little tiny area right here. About as wide as the tip of that screwdriver. Is about as big as that piece of copper is. So it's not a needle or nothing. And I can get a piece of wire through that hole. It's cleared. So I don't think it's going to hurt anything that I can't get it out. If I got it where it made a bad popping noise, and I didn't want to go no farther. I didn't want to crack the carburetor if that's possible. So we got that. I got it nice and cleaned, and I'll put all the needles back where they go and just set it up to keep it in case I need it for parts, because that is what I bought it for. Let me put the lid back on my thing. I need to pop this back out. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how my can got all deformed. Once we poke a hole in it. There we go. Looks a little bit better. Now what did I do? Oh, here, I'll say, where's my lid? But this stuff is good. I do like it. A little pricey. It was $23.99. That was about 4 or 5 years ago. In this can, I lost the hand. Alright. So before we end the video, guys, I want to. Oh, and I do have another spring in case something happens to the spring on here. I don't see how that would ever happen, but you never know. It's always good to have an extra something. But that wasn't even the right boat. They kind of just doctored this carburetor up to sell it, I do believe. They just doctored it up to get rid of it. It's hard telling how long they had it themselves. You know, it makes me wonder on eBay how long does people hold on to stuff? I think it'd be hard to remember where it's at and everything when somebody does buy it, if it goes on for a couple years. You know, it's kind of, that's why I was wondering about this. I thought, I ordered it, and I was like, I wonder if they could even find it at their house now that, you know, it's been online forever. But they did, and they got it here within 3 days. Awesome. So what we're going to do now, guys, we're going to test and see if this holds fuel, the seat. So on this little job, what we're going to do, we're going to take a syringe, and we're going to pull up some mixed fuel. We'll mix fuel, and we're going to hold on. We're going to push up, not hard, but we're going to push up on that. That should seal the gas from coming out. Should turn it off. We're going to squirt some gasoline down in this tube. That should be enough. And then we're going to sit here and we're going to see This, yeah, it's not leaking. Let's open it up, see if gas comes out. Hold on. Get gas up to it. There it goes. Can you see the gas? You see it trickling out of there? May have to put more gas in there. Let's open it up, see if we get fuel. Yep. You see it coming out. Now it's stopped. And that's what it does when it's inside that canister or that. Might have to put more gas in the tube. Alright. Let's open it up. There it goes. See it? Stop it. Open her up. Pour it out. Stop. So I think it's doing good. Stop. Open. Stop. Open. So I think I'm good. So what I'm going to do, guys, pour the rest of this gas out before I spill it on myself, back in the cup. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this over on the other carburetor. I'm just going to take this one off and exchange them. And I may get lucky and have a good carburetor ready to roll. I won't have to order nothing. Because the needle and seat's what is giving me problems in my original carburetor. The rest of it is working perfect. So that's where I'm at, guys. I thought I'd just share it with you on this Saturday evening. I hope everybody's doing good. Everybody's doing fine. Everything's going your guys' way. Hope you're all having a great weekend. Until the next one, guys, I'll see you right here, Redneck Ways. Yeah, I think might get lucky, guys, and not have to spend that other $50. Because now the choke works great. I've got it adjusted, no hanging up in it. When I got this out of the box, when it came out in the mail, and I opened it up, it was sticking on the carburetor. Then, like I showed you all, they didn't have the right hardware on there. That's why it was sticking. But I got this adjusted, and she's doing good. It has a spring, and it's got another spring up here, which they didn't have on here. And that's your adjustment. That's how you can adjust it, keep it from rubbing on this piece. Alright, guys, I'll get this piece here put on there and get it all back on the engine, and probably in the morning fire it up. And I'm wanting to head out fishing by 11 tomorrow, so cross my fingers and my toes. So hopefully it'll work. If not, back at the drawing board. Bye, guys.